this time around in a standard battle on Fiery Salient, aka Prohorovka version 2. Now this is quite an interesting match. There are a couple of tier 9s on both of the teams, but most of the teams really is tier 8, including the light tanks. So this is not too bad, but I don't know if you did see there is actually a 3-man Unicum platoon on the enemy team. And our team, well, they basically have that FCM50T ahead of us, which is also a very good player, and the rest is more average players. It could be worse, but we definitely will have our work cut out for us. Now I decided to go here to the middle, as I'm expecting a lot of those heavies, and there are a lot of heavies in this match, to be going up on the hill, and hopefully I will have nice side shots on them and rip them apart, despite my low rate of fire. There is no artillery in this match though, which is definitely a bonus, as we are a rather slow machine. And talking about the machine, we will have quite a bit of time in the beginning of the match to actually talk about the machine's characteristics, so let's get started with it. Now, one of the complaints about this medium tank is that it's rather slow. It has a 40 km/h top speed, which would not be awful in itself, but the engine to go with it is actually rather weak, giving it only a less than 17 horsepower per ton power to weight ratio. Now, this is a little bit countered by the alright-ish terrain resistances, but overall it really doesn't feel like a fast medium, well, because quite simply it isn't one. So running around, getting into position might be a little bit tricky if you are not paying attention to the map. Reacting in time with this machine is really crucial. In the meantime, first customer has already been spotted up on the hill. That's a very unfortunate T-44, ooh, and an IS-3 as well. I want to have some of that. A lovely shot there into the side, 240 damage, which is actually slightly above average. Now the gun on this thing is... well, I have a love and hate relationship with it, to be honest. The average penetration is 226, so we really have no trouble going through the sides of that IS-3, trollish armor or not. Ah, that one missed. The alpha damage is meh, really, 230 damage per shot. It's not the worst, it's not the best either. The accuracy, on the other hand, now you did see me miss quite a few shots there. I mean, the ones that hit go through quite reliably, but seem to be missing left, right and center. The dispersion we have on this tank is 0.32 meters over 100 meters, which is actually really good news. But the secondary dispersion values on the gun are, well, I would say it's more in the bad-ish category. I mean, it's not disastrous, but it's pulling back the performance of the gun quite a bit, I would feel. And also, as we discussed, your armor isn't great in this tank, so every second that you have to spend aiming at your targets, especially if they are this far away, you really feel uncomfortable with the situation. Now, in the meantime, let's just quickly assess the situation that we have here. Basically, everybody has been spotted on the enemy team except the Object 704. So I'm expecting that guy to be camping probably A1, A2 really hard. And almost the entire enemy team is concentrated in this little pocket here on the other side of the ridge. Even the hill is relatively weakly contested only. So that means that the guys on the 1 and 2 lines really should start the push right about now. Because basically right now it's a race against the clock. We have to see which team will realize that they can outflank the enemy. We are in a position to outflank them here on the west, on the one line. And the enemy, it seems, will be able to sooner or later break through on the hill if we are unable to snipe them. Unfortunately, our teammates don't really make a good effort in spotting those guys up there. So I'm thinking, alright, well, let's make a move. I decide to go up ahead and we'll try to push down the one line, especially as the Object 704 has been spotted as well. He moved up to the ridge line, which is a really bad decision, I would say, even if he was lacking vision there. I mean, that Object 432 could have easily spotted for that guy, but hey, who am I to complain? This basically means that the whole western flank is open. Unfortunately, our teammates are really hesitating to push. So I feel in this case I have to take matters in my own hands and basically give those guys the confidence in order to push. Quite often, and that was really unlucky to go through the T-69 there, so quite often all they need is someone to move forward and then they will just simply follow them. I'm living a very dangerous life here. Look at how huge my side armor is. Those guys, if they push, they can easily go through me. Now that's actually one of the light tanks. The WZ-132 seems to be camping the tracks in the back of the map. So we have to be keeping an eye on that guy as well. I mean, so far the teams are neck and neck, but oh, I definitely have their attention now. We bounced WZ-132 once again. Alright, well, this can't go on forever. The hill is under a lot of pressure as well. So we have to make a move sooner or later. Now I pull back here a little bit and then decide, alright, let's help these guys to push up. This is my chance. However, I make here a little bit of a mistake. I don't pull back far enough, and that means I was still spotted, and yeah, you know what's about to happen. Oh, I'm spotted now, and one, and two, and there goes 2/3 of my health. I have a damaged engine and I decide to repair the tracks, because there seems to be a lot of attention being focused on me right now from the other side. So that was a little bit ugly. I should have backtracked a little bit more than that. But I'm now in a golden position. We are free to push down on this side and just simply put shot after shot into these guys. And I was really afraid about that Unicum platoon, that they will realize this and act on it sooner. They could have easily outflanked us. But we were faster to react, and now it's time to reap the fruits of our decision. Now we have to be careful. We are still in danger of being one-shot by the Object 704, for example, and I really don't want to be hit by those heavy tanks either. However, we can now put that 226mm of penetration to good use, and a relatively low rate of fire or not, we should be able to make short work of these guys. And this is how easily and quickly you can turn around the match. Just keep your eye on the minimap, it will give you all the information you need. And it seems we moved just in time as well, as the hill is about to fall. But the enemy team is right now under a lot of pressure already. Come on, Tiger 2, we should be able to go through the turret there, especially as he turns perfect. Oh, that's a very chancy shot on the 112 though. No, tried to get the side of the turret, but it missed. Object 704. Now you see me as well, trying to use these bushes to mask my presence. I haven't been spotted since I moved here. So, yeah, that's how big of a difference good bush work makes. Now if you have trouble using the bushes, yesterday's video I talked a little bit about double bushing things as well. It's a really nifty little tactic. I highly suggest watching it if you are having trouble staying hidden while shooting. And right now it's all about just securing the kills. Object 704 is down, and that leaves basically an Object 432 and IS-3 who are up there on the hill, and the WZ who seem to have moved up there as well. Question is if he's come back since. Now he's destroying someone in the middle, so it seems that at least for the moment all of them are camping on the top of the hill. Never mind that, the Object 432 actually came forward to push into us, which is an interesting decision. I think it's a little bit overly aggressive. They still could have made quite a good defense from on top of that hill, but well, I'm not complaining about it, am I? Now with the damaged engine, this thing is super slow. Basically we are now just crawling around like a real heavy tank. I still wanna get some more shots in though. Have to be careful, I don't want to throw away this possibility. Quite often you can get a lot of your damage and experience in these situations when the enemy team is basically already crumbling, and you can just farm them up for damage and XP. Oh, I love the penetration on this thing. I mean, it's not crazy, but when you can more or less reliably penetrate IS-3s, that's already always good in my books. Now, Object 430 commits suicide by just zooming into basically the rest of our team, and the E-50 decides to cap, which might attract some attention from